welcome anyone who is joining either live or watching back on the recording. This is Bandit, and I'm joined here by Leif. And we're doing...
Hello, everyone.
Hello. And we're doing the game 9 of Free For All. So this is Free For All on Gold Rush. And I'll just very quickly change of view to hopefully bring up the leaderboard thus far. So this will just be on the Twitch stream for you, Leif. But we've played every AI so far in the leaderboard on the left has taken part in at least 2 games, and we've got one final game here before the bottom 8 get eliminated. And the names to watch out for within this for in danger of elimination are Jester, Sun Tzu, Charon, Bambi, and the King. Unfortunately, the United Kingdom, Skeksis, and Pen Squadron are already in the elimination bracket, as it were, as they've played all 3 of their games, all matching with 5 points. So those are the ones to watch. And with that in mind, we're going to pan over to see what the layout is like. So let's hit play. Is that all working for you, Leif? Is that playing okay? Okay, getting a little bit of broken broken
I
sound.
think everyone are the ones that are eliminated. Let's try that again. Sometimes my internet's choppy. How's that sound?
Yep, that was a bit better.
Okay. I think as Bandit was alluding to, the bottom 8 AIs are the ones that are eliminated. And the remaining 16 AIs will go on to a round of 16. And then after that, the bottom 8 AIs will be eliminated again, going on to a round of 8. And then finally, the final game. AIs. And if at the end of any round there are ties, there will be a tiebreaker match scheduled between all the AIs that are tied. Tied where that would mean that some of the tied AIs would go on and some of the tied AIs would be eliminated.
Which could be a very real possibility in this. I say this not in a cheerful way, as my AI Brightspark is in this category, but Brightspark and Byzantium Imperium are currently tied at 8 points, 2 away from the elimination spot. So if a couple of these get 8 points, which is a very real possibility, we could end up with some free fall to survive between those. In terms of the layout here, we've got Bambi in blue. Bambi is next to Charon. Both of these are in danger of elimination. So they're going to be fighting it out. Bambi requires at least 5th place to at least tie with the bottom score to qualify. Charon will need at least 4th place to tie with Games God with 6 points. So that's where they're at the moment. Looking here next to Charon, we've got the King by Tobi, who is also one of those in danger, but is only requiring 3 points, not even 3 points, sorry, 1 point to get to D6. So 7th place could push along Games God. The issue will be if any of these other AIs overtake, then it just makes it more difficult. They could push them down another spot. But as it stands, assuming no other AI score any points, the King needs 7th place. That's going to be tricky though, because next to the king is Vagabond. Vagabond is not in danger of elimination. Has been quite confident with building castles kind of between the middle gold and its base, and that's kind of wreaked havoc with armies that have tried to go across the map. And the unique units are going to be interesting, particularly because Vagabond is playing as Bohemians. So expecting a lot of Hussite wagons.
Half of the civs that Vagabond can play as in his turn wagons, either as Hussite ones or the war wagons.
Yeah, of course. Which might be okay actually, because Hussite wagons again require wood and gold. So they're kind of more raw resources compared to needing to build farms and mass up food. So that might work in its favour. Then next to Vagabond, we have the General. Also automatically through, playing as Khmer. I don't think I've seen the General play Khmer before.
It's actually one of its best civs, I think, because of the potential. Shouldn't go for a knight.
Losing you slightly there, Leif, but I'm guessing you said Night Rush. It's going all out for that fast castle.
Not sure what I can do about the internet.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just trying to turn all my things off in the background as well, if there's anything I don't need, in case that helps.
Stone, please. I'll take it.
Okay, we have firstly up to Feudal Age already. Just quickly going through the rest of these, we've got Sun Tzu next to the General, which will be tricky if the General decides to go for it, but also General doesn't necessarily like early aggression. So if Sun Tzu decides to attack the General, there might be an opportunity there. Sun Tzu also in danger of elimination here, and is needing at least, same as Charon, will need at least 4th place to get through. Possibly more if any other AIs overtake. Next Sun Tzu is Jester, who's made it into Feudal Age already. So again, one of the earlier AIs here for that. Jester's currently sat bottom with 1 point. So will require at least 3rd place to get through to the next round. So a bit of a challenge, particularly as it's next to Rehoboam. Rehoboam very comfortably at the towards the top of the leaderboard. Already with in Feudal Age with Persians, got the score lead, and I'm very much expecting archers to start massing soon, so we can see them here. They're not out on the attack yet, and again Rehoboam's next to Bambi here. Bambi building towers, which will defend against Rehoboam, so that will help. A question for you, Leif, if you can hear. Have you? I know you played the game. Have you seen the game already? Do you already know where this is going to go?
I do, and I'm not going to give it away.
Fair enough. Interesting. Jester stealing. Oh no, that's Sun Tzu attacking Jester. Okay, I thought Jester was stealing Sun Tzu's deer then. So we got archers. Has Arandi managed to get the TC avoidance and tower avoidance working okay? It seems to be wonderful at the moment. Okay, less so for tower avoidance, but it is avoiding the TC. So Jester's done a good job of putting the tower here. We can also see down here we've got Charon attacking with a lone spearman. Bambi has produced feudal military. And oh, Rehoboam is going across the map.
Here we go.
Why?
I don't know, but it's going toward my AI, and that shouldn't happen.
The general is about to click up to castle. I
do wonder if Rehoboam just hasn't explored the other players nearby.
Oh, potentially.
I think that it's possible that Rehoboam just goes across the map. I can't remember.
Okay.
That's a slaughter.
It is. The general has made it into Castle Age. Knights are being produced, but the number of archers there, if the knights come out one at a time, that could be a problem. The general used to, I don't know if it still does it, I remember the general used to build towers, or at least like a tower at the front of the base.
No.
It still does, but it doesn't do it every game. I think it tries to analyze whether the opponent's going fast castle, and I forget exactly what FFA games would do with it.
Yeah, in a free-for-all, it depends on who it's checking, I guess. Cool. It's still taking gold, though.
Probably not a good choice to go with that.
Jester is going for... He's trying to get an archery range up, but Sun Tzu's archers are all over it. And I think it's got quite a high... or I should say low threat tolerance for cancelling buildings, because there was a building cancellation quite early on. We've got attacks all over at the moment, so Jess is in trouble. Sun Tzu's taking the initiative and has got Castle Age and crossbows. Rehoboam has retreated, so giving the general some breathing space. Meanwhile, Vagabond is being attacked by the king. King playing as Byzantines, so that should be good for like cheap units. The numbers are doing okay here. Sun Tzu, I think, is losing a lot of crossbows to the tower.
He sadly doesn't have PC avoidance.
He doesn't know, as being a Age of Kings AI. I think the only way you can avoid TC fire is... Oh, I don't even know if you've got a command to do it. You can detect the bullets or the arrows coming from the TC with a CC command, I think. But that's about it.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. There's no retreat command. And as Tobi mentioned, this is the first time that the king is using TSA. That's a new attack method that was added just recently.
Yeah, nice.
The only thing you can do is, I think, is just stop the attack, and hopefully there's fewer units that will attack. I think MrElephant is experimented with using the... I'm blanking on the SNs now. I think there is... What was coming to my mind is they gather idle soldiers at center, but that's
yes.
Conqueror's SN. And so you can't... the king and Charon wouldn't be able to use it.
Yeah, and I think Tobi's looking at making a Conqueror AI now.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, so that will unlock a few things, including 100 villagers, which would be nice. Sun Tzu... Yeah. Oh, Sun Tzu.
Cool.
He will get to the castle, but it looks like clashing DUC. The general did do some raiding in Sun Tzu's base. So actually not being taken up by a Rehoboam was became a problem for Sunsi. And actually I don't know if Vagabond's going to make it to Castle Age.
It'll be interesting to see. We've got Bambi and Charon both in. Charon just went up to Castle Age. But Charon and Bambi are battling it out right now.
And Jester's going for Rehoboam. Riders will be very nice against the crossbows. It's doing TC avoidance, but I think it's using.
Like Rehoboam is going for knights at the moment.
Yeah.
But we also got camels.
Camels will do a good
Jester.
job. And if it does okay on numbers, Riders are okay. I know Immortal loves to spam Riders when playing as Gajavas. So, General's booming away. And looking at the pop score over here, or the pop counts, Jester and Rehoboam, weirdly enough, are the two that are top. So Jester, who's bottom of the leaderboard overall, is doing okay. Idled a load of Rehoboam's vills. Wasn't expecting that.
Looks like Bambi's actually in second place for villagers.
And Rehoboam has two. Has two military.
Rather close.
Gold, please.
Yeah, Bambi's doing a great job as well. Charon is defending though. Charon's reached the 50 vil limit because it and the king both go just for 50. So they both reach their limit, so they're going to start spamming more military with the food that they're not going to be using on their TC. I think Rehoboam's in big trouble. It's not producing units. All of its eco's idle.
Seems to be constantly garrisoning its villagers and then letting them out again.
And this lumber camp isn't being made. These are long distance chopping. Bambi's come to take a piece of the action as well. Vagabond did make it into Castle Age. Hasn't got the castle up yet though. It's just a little short on stone. Don't know if it has a market. It does have a market, so it could do with just buying some stone here to kind of get the castle up, because then Vagabond might start then giving the king a hard time, because Hussite wagons, I think, against skirmishers would go very well.
Looks like the king's actually switched targets to Charon.
Yeah. Which, if it's using TSA, or if Charon may be built out a bit closer to the king, then that could attract it that way. Jester moved on from Rehoboam to Bambi. So these two here are just getting battered from both sides. This pains me, by the way, seeing this.
Elephant's just standing around.
Bambi, I appreciate the aggression here, but look at your base. Jester has the pop lead. That's amazing. General's got 15 knights out. They're the support.
Remember right, they're all attacking Hunzu's castle.
They've been attacking that castle for a while.
Yeah, they keep on. Yeah, just keep on getting drawn toward like a magnet. The general has DC for attacking, but not when it's on a defensive mode, it's just default behavior.
Yeah. So Vagabond.
One thing I'll say about Rehoboam is he's been stuck on 95 villagers like constantly, so he hasn't lost them. That's something that's good to know.
I think that's more because Jester's not diving under the TC. So just keeping them there is, and Jester not really using ranged units, has meant that those villagers haven't taken damage. There's a lot of mining camps. Hussite wagons out, Vagabond booming. Or at least we'll try to once it's got food.
Vagabond's building the castles by the general rather than Charon. So
Yeah.
I might be targeting castles for a while.
3 castles for Sun Tzu. The king being the first one to Imperial Age.
Wow. I guess it does help when you have less villagers. You only need to spend the food on villagers. You can spend it on Imperial instead.
Yeah.
Hey, game Scott. And also high packs AoE.
Hello, hello. I think the star of the show this game so far has been Jester. Getting some problems with Sun Tzu. Is it going to be able to stop the ram and detect it? It does look like it's going to. But look at that. General is catching up. Oh, it keeps retargeting. Oh, that was close. General's building a castle as well. That's quite nice, actually. On a hill as well.
Yeah, I guess it's turned out to be lucky. The general does make sure to build the castle toward its target enemy. Not sure who that would be at the moment.
It's looking like that's Rehoboam then. Who would have
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Had score lead, perhaps?
It should be the closest enemy, but I think it also will switch the target player if it's attacked by that particular enemy. And I can't remember if it will like switch it back to the closest enemy once the attack is over. I think it should, but I'm not sure if it actually is doing that at the moment.
So Sun Tzu here is playing a key part because it's distracting Jester long enough for Rehoboam to get its villagers back and start mass producing knights again. And so Rehoboam's no longer defenseless. I imagine that may come into play a bit later on. The general is also at Imperial Age. And already has Cavalier. We've got Ballista Elephants as well, very nice.
I think most games so go Hussar, Ballista, Elephant. But I think the Hussar is like the hard-coded unit, and then I'll try and calculate which unit to pair with it depending on what the enemy is making.
Yeah. Oh, the retargeting.
So the attacks resume on Rehoboam.
I think Rehoboam's going to deflect this. I think the TC avoidance is perhaps a bit too aggressive and is shooting out all of the units at the same time, which just gives the knights enough of a window to get some free hits in.
It does seem like Rehoboam has a feature where it will like retreat its military units to the TC if it feels like it's outnumbered.
Yeah.
Nice, keep on going back.
Charon is also in trouble here. Has been for a little while. Looking at the pop. So Charon may be eliminated shortly if Bambi's units keep on strolling through. The Generals is attacking all of green. Those castles will go down eventually. Especially if the king's getting involved as well. Yeah, Rehoboam managed to deflect the attack. In the meantime, Sun Tzu is being annoying and attacking from the other side. So Jester's again just conflicted with where to attack and defend. No one else is at Imperial yet. Here we go.
I'm guessing Jester will get there pretty soon just by having almost 200 pop. Eventually you have to stop making units.
Yeah. Oh, and the king as well. Two-sided trebs. Rehoboam coexisting with Jester in the middle. Okay, Vagabond is in trouble as well here, I think. It's doing okay pop-wise.
Not quite in.
But no farms. Or at least no farms around the TC isn't able to replace them.
32 pop at this point is not great. Down to 30, 29.
That's the king chipping in there. The king walling off. You don't need to do that now, king. Unless it's for the general, maybe. That is unlucky, but that is what a lot of these games are coming to as well with openings.
Looks like we got another Jester attack on Rehoboam.
And Charon has just resigned.
Away against Charon. Well, I think that probably means that Charon has been eliminated. We will know for sure because the scores aren't framed until the end of the game.
I mean, if Charon makes it to 4th place, which is what it needed, post-game, I'll be somewhat surprised, I think. So I think that's safe to say that Charon won't be making it through.
And 4th place was not even a guarantee necessarily.
No, that's just to get you your head above the water. But Rehoboam, I think, is done here. Like, Bambi's come from the other side as well. It's being sandwiched, and I think that clicking up to Imperial Age used up the resources that Rehoboam needed to just defend against this push. Now the two armies attack each other. The general is grabbing from the middle. Has changed target because he's building the castle more towards Sun Tzu now, and Sun Tzu's in trouble here as well. No military. Vagabond, 10 pop. The king is also dropping
Vagabond out is in trouble of get eliminated. The king with 53 economic units. I don't know if that's counting trade cards or something like that. I don't know why you'd have trade cards in Africa.
It could be, it just has some rules that...
It could also be conversions, maybe.
Yeah, conversions or not checking unit type count total, so on Definitive Edition it just produces the unit still. Oh.
Yeah.
Siege Ram. Very nice.
Not looking good for Sun Tzu.
And to think the general looked in trouble early on. When Rehoboam first marched over to that base, I thought that was going to be a very quick game for the general. Very nice from Bambi.
I
this
will
is
say,
huge.
I don't know that Rehoboam's Archer Micro was running at 100%, sadly, because the game was running on my computer. But I didn't see Rehoboam archers getting killed off, so I don't know.
It retreated. It retreated the archers back to its base after a little while.
Okay.
Because they were by the TC.
Jester. I see. And they aren't going to do well against Revanche Riders.
No. I think Vagabond is about to go. Sun Tzu, no TC. Charon has overtaken Sun Tzu. So you were right on that front. The scores do change.
We got a request from Arandi to check the traded resources at the market at the end of the game. We can definitely check that.
Yeah, yeah. And that is Sun Tzu resigning there. Unfortunate. Okay.
That probably means that Sun Tzu is eliminated as well.
It's looking that way.
Jester's still in Castle, but Bambi is in Imperial.
Rehoboam is done.
Bambi's up in second place now.
I would not have thought Jester would have been the one to take out Rehoboam, or at least stop him long enough. I think that gave poor Bambi the time it needed to boom. He's not had in previous games. Vagabond's at 0 pop and is just like, no, I'm not resigning. So I think Bambi and the General are the two powerhouses here. Bambi's had time to boom 153 bills, 131 for the General. The King is just doing trash units at the moment, so it has to pop space. But I think if it decides to attack one of the other two on the sides, I'm not sure how trash is going to fare. I like the Hussar spam.
It might be. Yep, that farm eco should be pretty good. So you can see how many farmers the General has. 68. So it's a fair number.
Wow.
And then combined with Ballista Elephants is the death ball.
What's the eco over here looking like?
And
oh, towered.
Place as
very nice.
The General is not Khmer. But Bambi's got basically the same number of farmers.
Yeah, Bambi does that very well, and the tower's actually really nice. They just stop those annoying raids, which I think is what Jester was suffering with. Just had like a couple of units from Sun Tzu constantly in the base. Who's taken from the middle? I think it's just... okay, General and Bambi. Jester has resigned, but Bambi says that's not enough. So that could be a problem.
Yeah, Bambi probably needs to attack General at this point.
That one pikeman. To be fair, if enough units kind of get pulled away here, they could disrupt the gold supply for the general. Yeah, here we go. That has our spam.
Okay. Looks like the king might have some small gold mining distances, and so it's avoiding the center because of that.
Ah, I see.
No gold miners at all.
Bombard cannons and trebs.
We've got attack coming from the general. Or maybe just defending. Let's see what's...
Looking at the resources,
here.
both have them to spare.
It's interesting, we got the... talking about the Hussar spam, but right now it's just pike and camels.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to be doing very well. We got some Gabettos going as well.
I think the Hussars would do okay if they took the fights just closer to the castles, because they could just hold those pikes still. And Bambi's pop captain is just holding resources here now and just fortifying the home base. Vagabond still not surrendering, which is keeping the king busy. I think the general's quite lucky that that's happening. Oh, but it is attacking the king. Questionable.
I wonder if that might be just nearby units, like being drawn in.
Potentially, because
Not actually
he was
attacking.
attacking around here,
Not
yeah.
exactly sure.
I think the general
But
is
it
going
could
to
also
defend.
be that the general uses TSA and Imperial Age, and it might have found that the king is a close enemy,
Yeah,
and so it sent some units to attack, but then saw that it's under attack and canceled the attack, but didn't bring all the units back successfully.
that makes sense. And it is taking out the siege. It has defended, and all of that fighting happened at the front of the base. It didn't happen in the eco. So those hussars are going to keep coming, and that pop will be restored. If you can get the numbers, ballista elephants would be really nice to support the hussars. It's trying, it's just not... it's lacking the gold at the moment.
Because Bambi is taking the center.
Yeah. And now the king's coming in. Helping the general out at this stage, eh? Oh, it is trying to build a castle here. I think the king was trying to build here, and then the general took its spot. Nice round defense.
The general's defending, but it's not able to build enough numbers to attack back. keep on getting killed off.
Why is it not spamming more huzzahs?
Maybe now it has now.
It's got the resource for more huzzahs.
I think there probably is. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
There's probably code just away from Huzzah into some other primary unit. But maybe the conditions that do that are really strict. Currently, I think switching off of the general's like primary unit is like different from one civ to another.
Because I think that's the difference here, is that the general has the resources but it's taking its time to unleashing the pot, whereas Bambi's just spamming everything now. Betos, champions, Huzzah, pikes, whatever it can.
How many sables does the general have right now?
Good question. 10, at least on screen.
Okay.
And again, it has a resource. Oh, it's almost
I
looking like it's
understand.
saving for something.
Yeah, like it was 10 seconds ago. It was training like 8 hussars, and now it's not training any. Not sure exactly what's happening with it. It could be saving for something. That's a definite possibility. But then it's how it uses escrow is that it disables it when it's in defensive mode, and then when it's no longer in defensive, it starts saving the escrow. So maybe we had a moment where it just released all of the escrow, and now it was trying to build it back up again.
I mean, it's producing more ballista elephants now, which I think a good mass of these is going to be a big help. Attacking both Bambi and the king, perhaps, may undo some of that. But yeah, it is now starting to mass produce these. It almost seems, I don't know if this works from a scripting point of view. I'll go for it. It's waiting for 1,000. I think that's what's happening. It's clicking this when it's got over 1,000, or when it has over, I don't know, when it can produce a huzzah and still have 1,000 food left. So maybe it's escrowing 1,000.
I was looking. The generals go they can have 20 villagers and gold. I was captured themselves. But I wonder if they're like trying to gather gold from the center and then getting an attack so they don't have to gather any gold.
Yeah.
I think that's something that games got might have been another thing.
Yeah, seeing that the game be tasked.
I kind of wonder how many recent villager kills we've got.
Wow, a kill to death ratio. Bought and sold resources. I know Arandi was asking that for Sun Tzu. sold 17.3 thousand resources. Bambi's done even more.
Both AIs are still pretty much pop capped.
But their resources are lower. Gold is
like.
becoming more of an issue now. Bambi's lost its stockpile. And General switched to hand cannoneer, which is really nice. So actually, and I say this as a concerned party myself now, a couple of these are looking like they're going to make it up into the survival zone. The general was already there. Bambi needed at least 5th place and is going to finish top 2. Jester needed 3rd place at least. I think it needs 3rd place and to not be beaten by another AI in this round, I think. So Bambi might, although it might just get its head above the surface, I think Bambi's going to knock it down again. And the king only needed 7th place, so the king is making it through too. So I think we're almost certainly going to see Games God get eliminated, and potentially Bright Spark and Byzantine Imperium off the back of this as well. Really fun game though. Just notice that, Tobi. Yeah, the king is building in the corner. Very nice. And you got the food.
That's important. Down to 7 pop for the king. We'll see how much he's able to reboom.
Oh, it's going to be quite the distraction here.
And get enough score to hop himself to death here.
The general's taken the gold again. Oh. That's huge. And it seems to be unblocked now. It's just mass producing. Nice fortifications from Bambi as well. These will keep chipping away.
So many crisscrossing circles showing the just of the various castles and towers.
And I think Bambi has ballistics as well, so all of those are going to hit.
Yeah, but needs to have some units to hit the trebuchets, or else all of those expensive buildings are going to go down.
Yeah. And it doesn't have gold. I think that's the issue. It's only being able to produce trash. The king has lost villagers. I think it might be walking its villagers back to the main base. There he is. Oh, he's trying to build. They're trying to build gold camps towards the middle.
That's fine. Not the best decision, but it's probably where the only gold exists right now.
Yeah.
Is there as gold at the very top? Is that what I'm seeing?
What was that? Sorry.
Seems like there's like a look for an orange. Near the very top of the base, seems like there's some like yellow or gold, or yellow or orange, north of where the screen is. I just was looking at the mini map and see like there's not a bit gold north of Rehoboam space.
I see.
Yeah, it's just showing an unbuilt building, actually.
Yeah, just try to rebuild that too. But Rehoboam doesn't have the. It has markets buy the food. I don't think it has enough gold though.
I find it interesting that Bambi, it has a lot of soldiers, it has 22, but it's not defending with them, it's attacking field bomb.
Yeah.
It needs to bring them back to its base.
Yeah, an up retreat now would be perfect for it.
And Bambi could do that.
Wow, what a comeback from the general though. That was... I thought I was going to write him off at the start there with the way for Rehoboam, but again, just give it enough time. And I think unlike the previous games, it's not even a case of, like we've seen with Naga, if you leave it to boom, it then becomes this death ball. But I think that the general is different in that it only had a small window, but it just produced a load of knights. And suddenly Sun Tzu was losing its eco. So you were already just clearing up the neighbours really quickly.
Now Bambi's moved on to Jester for the most part.
Just wants to make sure it's
like
dead.
in denial that it's under attack.
I mean, it still has TCs in the corner of the map. Bambi can be a bit like a cockroach.
Yeah, well, when Bambi's got 1 food and 5 villagers, we'll see what happens. And those 5 villagers are idle.
Well, the king...
Unless Bambi's army can kill off, like, maybe he can attack General's base while the General's away fighting.
The king has 2 TCs. 1,326 food, but isn't producing villagers anymore. Which suggests to me maybe it's escrowed that food. So there's something for Tobi to keep an eye on there. You've got the TCs being produced okay. But yeah, something needs to be overridden so it can keep producing those vills.
Yeah, handling escrow with edgy kings is kind of hard. you can't do like temporary override. It's either you have escrow, you release all of the escrow and train a research thing, build something for you, increase the hand up slowly.
Though I think if you're at 0 pop, or you know you're at imperial and below a certain population, then a release escrow just before your train build command probably would be a big help.
Yeah.
But you don't really think about those scenarios when you're scripting. You're normally thinking about, you know, you've got your army massed up. You're not thinking, oh, if I'm in a free-for-all game and I've got 2 TCs but no population at all.
And it's Imperial Aid, and I'm down to like 5 pop. What do I do in that situation?
Well, folks, now you know. That's what you need to be scripting for.
All right. Well, I think we have perhaps one of the final battles of the game. Bambi's army is now attacking the blue. We got 70, 79, 30, 60, 82.
Wow. These guys are just chilling out during this mass battle. Keep the gold going.
Yeah, Bambi is falling below the general's military accounts now. He's probably only a matter of time in general to train reinforcements.
What's the kill to death ratio?
Pretty rough KD there for the king.
I mean, it was running skirms into Vagabond's base for quite some time without the ability to retreat, so it was stopping Vagabond from producing units, but yeah, you're throwing skirmishers literally at the problem, just throwing bodies at it. So I might at this point, because we're running low on pop, I'm going to speed this up.
Yeah.
Or at least speed it up as much as my computer will allow, while with OBS and streaming on Discord and being on a call will allow. Now we know that these scores can change. This mainly will impact Jester, I think. I think the king will be through regardless.
I'll update the score live on stream to see what the leaderboard looks like. Yeah, the general uses TSA in Imperial Age and BC in Castle Age 2 example. And it should choose one enemy as a target and kind of set a safe town size. So it should exclude certain buildings.
I think the issue here is the king is still in play.
The king.
Yeah.
I think what does happen is that maybe what's happening here is I'm not exactly. I think what happened here is that actually I don't know exactly. I keep going back and forth, but like, why is the general just like destroying all of the king's buildings? Usually the general will pick the closest building of the target player, which I would assume is Bambi right now, but maybe not. Maybe it's actually the king.
Well, it looked like it was. It hadn't
and then
scouted the
it'll go,
TC
like,
because it went straight for it.
yeah. That makes sense. And now, okay, here we go. I think one big threshold for the general is that it'll skip enemies that have less than 20 villagers. So I think Bambi was able to reboom enough.
Ah, nice.
Which compared to Bambi, that's villagers. So Bambi's no longer being skipped when general's looking for targets. And all left villagers are voting.
We had relics. Tell the pop's been lowered. It's carried a lot quicker now.
But yeah, when you generally uses it, it's just no target, and just add and use old style TSA where you like jump out to tiles every pass until you get to an enemy building. I found that increases in a much larger TSA range. Allows you to pick which buildings you target, so you can prioritize castles, town centers, like that with your trebuchets.
How do you prioritize buildings? Because I know you've got offensive priority, but I thought that only impacted attack now. What are you using to?
That's correct. There's, the defensive priorities are the ones that work for TSA. So UP set defense priority. You can choose which buildings get priority, not units, unfortunately.
Okay. Oh, that's nice, eh?
Yeah, now we're back to
the king.
Just target the closest building.
So that explains though why they did all rush towards the king's TC when it was scouted, because I'm guessing TCs have a higher defense priority attached to them.
Yes, definitely one of the highest ones. I think the only ones that might be bigger are houses. Yeah, but I only set those as high priority when the general has siege. It actually sets a low priority when it doesn't have siege.
Nice. That makes a lot of sense.
I think before it has siege, it'll put the drop sites as the highest priority. So we reached the exciting part of the game, everyone.
At least you got MrElephants and siege. I remember my early days of scripting, seeing what was my first AI taking down the old CD AI by attacking walls, fully upgraded stone walls with pikes, just mass pikes. The clanging sound just still haunts me.
Is the clanging sound better on HD or D? I don't know if you remember.
It would have been
Remember the attacking.
This is back in
the
CD.
Day, the high for the same attack sound as the sword. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forget if the HD AI could actually like load the CD AI. Like if HD you could play against old Peterson.
Yeah. I think it still did the cheat as well. I think it was only DE that took it out.
I wouldn't be surprised if the HD AI like manually removed the cheat.
Okay.
It seems like something that would do. It was based on the Horde originally, which I think would be one of the AIs that manually removed the cheat on hardest difficulty.
Yeah. I've been playing games against the Horde quite recently, the adapted version for Definitive Edition, and it's amazing like how tricky it is still, despite it being a relatively old AI.
I think we've got a trebuchet here or two helping. But it looks like we need to... Well, wall targeting priorities are difficult because if you need to get in, you want to attack walls rather than the buildings inside the walls. But in this point, attacking those walls is kind of annoying. You think that they would attack the barracks and that blacksmith before the walls, but apparently not.
I remember in Davis Cup, I think it was, and the general lost the game because its enemy just built a couple of blocks of wall, and it prioritized the wall over other buildings, so it gave the opponent time to recover. So yeah, if you're playing against a general, just a couple of wall blocks to keep it going. What's left to destroy? No, it is destroyed. Okay, so it is just Bambi.
Oh, you've
now.
got the Bambi TP. Right.
And the Jester kept third place, which is going to be important.
Yeah. It's looking like CSA might have, I might not be correctly, like removing the defeated enemy buildings in the search for the closest building. But General's attacking Bambi finally.
Well, there are Bambi units around here, so they're being pulled over, I think, as well.
Yeah,
Bambi has one now.
Anyone who come here after this game, finishing up Game 9 of the AI Scripting Free-for-All Gold Rush tournament. After this game, we'll be updating scores, and we'll see which AIs are eliminated and which 16 will go on to the next round. So that's the main thing that we're waiting for here. Bambi should be eliminated pretty soon.
But yeah, I think a load of AIs here have saved themselves this game. I think like those who have got above rare burn.
Yeah. Yeah, Bambi was in danger of being eliminated. That doesn't look likely. I just had to look for it, and it's got in third place. So we'll see if that's enough for Jester to avoid elimination. Unfortunately, it looks like Charon and Senzu are out of the tournament.
Yeah.
And also the King might have done well enough to avoid elimination as well. But with there's so many scores that are just around the same.
Yeah.
It's going to be really close. See who gets eliminated, who doesn't.
What is left of Bambi? It's got a ram. Oh, here it is. I love that it's adjusting its gathering numbers and letting us know that.
Yep. Well, my guess they're actually staying
Oh wow! And I think
the same. Does the general have a scout on the map right now? Is there like in the kind of the eastern corner?
I think you ended the game because it wasn't changing anywhere.
Hey, there we go.
So
Yep, the score is not going to be affected by that one round.
look at that. Nearly 1,000 huzzah. Khmer Farms. Wow. Let's look at the stats. I mean, to be expected, really. Kill to death ratio.
Vagabond with the highest one.
Yeah. Bambi just about breaking even. A lot of buildings destroyed by general. This surprises me here for the king. Like, if it's got 50 villages, it's got 150 pop space for military, and it never quite managed to mass it because it was on the offensive for so much of it against Vagabond and later against the general. It would have been interesting to see what an army
but
of
also
150.
When you have a low eco, it's also really hard to mass up all those units quickly.
Yeah. Great job, Bambi, there. It must have deleted some of its vills at some point because it was riding like on 152 vills, I think it had at some point. I'll see in a moment.
The general might have actually killed a lot of the villagers rather than
it could
Bambi
be
deleting them.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. In terms of trade, there's a lot of resources sold. So a lot of AI is trying to get gold. I'm assuming either because they didn't have the gold in the middle or their rules didn't account for the fact they had gold in the middle. They're selling a lot of resources mainly. Sun Tzu did a great job of getting the castle age and early damage like quite quickly, and same with the general being able to. I think that castle age came in just in time.
And I find it interesting how the expiration percent is so low.
Yeah.
But I guess when you've got a whole bunch of other players on the map, it's kind of hard to explore the whole map without getting killed off.
Yeah, if you lose that scout early. And Sun Tzu, I imagine, uses DUC after a certain point, so it's military before it fully scouts. I think Jester, though, was like Jester and the King, I think, had a big impact on that game because Vagabond never really managed to find its feet, which meant that it wasn't necessarily a threat to the general. And Jester, like, stopping Rehoboam long enough for Bambi to come in as well. That's what's good about the free-for-all games.
Yep. The rank second and third were the two players on the other side of Rehoboam. which is surprising.
Yeah.
But I guess when you can double team Rehoboam, then he might be doing pretty well.
And I think Jester would have been a problem for the general had it not been for Sunzu constantly attacking him.
Yeah.
155 mipils max. Yeah, very nice. Cool. Well, let's switch over to the leaderboard. Can I zoom in a bit? Oh, maybe a bit too much. So really, in terms of who's getting through and who's not, all of these had are kind of in the danger zone. Vagabond kind of was just floating up there, but still had a game to play. I think it's safe to say, well, I mean, let's start from the bottom. So Jester, going back to the scores, got 3rd place. So 6 points for Jester, which puts it ahead of Games God. So I think Games God is eliminated regardless of the results of anyone else.
That's what it's looking like to me, but we can see what it's going to be for real. If you're ready for me to update the scores.
Sure, and I'm going to stop streaming on Discord, and that might help a bit with the sound. So I'm in the spreadsheet, so as you make changes, we'll be able to see it, I think.
Okay. Yep, so looks like Charon got 8th place. For the suspense, I'm going to start with the lowest place.
Okay.
And then work our way up. So Charon got 8th place, got 0 points this game. So Charon is eliminated. Then Sensu got 7th place and so 3 points above Charon, but still eliminated. All right, Vagabond got 6th place, so 12 points, probably in a good spot. See.
Yeah, it's bumped up a bit.
Yep, okay. Rehoboam, 5th place. All right, so Rehoboam stays in the green, tied with Zeba. All right, and then 4th place. Here's the 4th place, we got the King, one of the guys that's on the edge.
Currently on 5 points. This is going to bump it up to what it
All
needs
right,
to
that
get.
bumped up the King. Yep, so the King and Soldier are tied in the orange, but we could see what happens here. So Game God is indeed eliminated. And Bright Spark and Byzantium Imperium are
in danger.
Yes. All right, here we go. I think this is probably one of the big ones. Jester got 3rd place. And Jester is 7.
Okay.
So Jester is eliminated. Yeah, 3rd place gets 6 points, but Jester only had 1 point before this game.
Valiant effort
So
from
if
Jester,
Jester
though.
had been, yes, if Jester had been 2nd place, would have been moving on. All right, now Bambi's in 4th, has 4 points, but got 2nd in this game. All right.
Wow, top of the
Byzantium
orange.
Imperium is in red. Yeah. So that was a big jump up there. And then the general got 1st place and jumps up to the blue.
4th place.
Just in both manga die. All right, so that's where this the standings are right now. Looks like there is indeed a tie between Bright Spark and Byzantium Imperium. So we'll have a 2-player FFA, more like a 1v1.
Oof.
That will be played.
Very nice.
Yep. So I didn't actually set rules about this beforehand. The tiebreaker, anyone who wins a tiebreaker match will get 1 point. So we'll play that. I'll play that the tiebreaker game within the next few days. We'll stream that, and then the round of 16 will start.
Wow, I didn't expect a tiebreak to happen. Yeah, did we have one in the last tournament at all? Were there any tiebreaks?
I don't think so, which is why I didn't have to figure out like how tiebreakers work. I think I'd determined that it would be if it happened, it would have been a mini free for all between the tied AIs, but never actually had to do it.
Wow. Yeah, it's. I'm a little sad in the sense that it's whilst we have a tiebreak that it's a 1v1. I feel like the free for all vibe isn't necessarily there, but we've already got a load of AIs kind of close in score. We do have 3 already tied here, so some of these might carry over to tie breaks into the second round as well. So yeah,
exactly. We've got, just looking at the orange, we've got 3 AIs with 12 points.
Yeah, and I'd say for the ones in the red here, so the ones who have been confirmed to be eliminated: Jester, Games God, Pen Squadron, Skeksis, United Kingdom's AI, Sun Tzu, and Charon. All of these like provided so much entertainment and like played big parts in some of these games. Charon building towers outside Rehoboam's base, I think, in the second game, and Pen Squadron going all out monks and converting a load of Immortals army in that same game. Was huge in that. We got Sun Tzu attacking Jester all the way through. Jester pretty much knocking Rehoboam out of this game. And Skeksis being a consistent threat with on the booming front. So 5 TCs buying Naga enough time in many of its games for Naga to take the win, which has put it in front. And the United Kingdom's AI actually playing a big part in the Byzantium Imperium being where it is, because the two attacked each other during the game that they've been together on that. And Games God is always a force unto itself. It's shown a real mix, as Games God would. So random strats, but some great micro, some great pressure. And I believe Games God got 4th place in one of its games. That was and during that again was providing constant pressure on the map, so preventing other AIs from being too comfortable. So yeah, it's been really great having them in the mix. So yeah, thank you for everybody who's put the work into them.
Yeah, definitely some good games.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I think we're going to close it there, but thank you, Leif, for joining, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll be back with the 1v1 when Leif has run it.
Yeah, thank you for coming, everyone. Thanks, Bandit, for streaming.
No problem. Take care, folks. Bye.